Green Lantern New Guardians #2, written by Tony Bedard, art by Tyler Kirkham, additional art by Harvey Tolabau. So we last left off, Kyle Rayner had just gotten a whole bunch of rings from the entire color spectrum, and all of the other people in the color spectrum showed up to kill him, or at least beat him severely for it. We got Star Sapphires, Yellow Lantern, Indigo Tribe, and Red Lanterns here. So this issue picks up right there. They're all still standing down each other. Red Lantern, Bleeze, she makes the first punch. She uses her Red Lantern blood napalm vomit thing towards Kyle. He dodges, but it's about to hit some civilians, so he makes a giant pipe to redirect it. And then he's like, all right, we're not doing this in the middle of a city. And he starts flying up. Arkillo, Yellow Lantern, grabs him, throws him down through the earth into a subway tunnel down beneath, and he's like, please don't let there be a train. And he looks up and there's a train, and he's like, of course there is. So Arkillo's translating, or the ring is translating Arkillo's just random yells and stuff. He's like, I will take this ring back. And Kyle's like, good, do it, I don't want it. And then Arkillo just goes on, he's like, Arkillo finds you weak, unlike Mongol of Warworld who tore out Arkillo's tongue. And then Arkillo roars, and it's disregard previous statement. But as he grabs the ring, it overloads and starts zapping Arkillo. Kyle brings down a steel beam and is like, all right, well, you know what? We're going to look back on this moment. You're still not going to laugh. As the train comes in and just splats Arkillo. It actually makes a splat noise. So he should be dead. Of course he's not. But cut back up. He gets up topside, and the Red Lantern is now encased in a stasis matrix that the Star Sapphire can make. Her name is Fatality. And she's like, look, the Red Lantern was only going to be a problem for all of us, so I just took her off the board. And now I'm going to do the same thing to you so I can get the rings back. So she encases Kyle inside of the stasis matrix. Indigo Tribe member comes up and tries to beat her, but she dodges out of the way. And he's like, oh, Fatality, that's weird for someone who's on the love spectrum. And he's like, oh, you know there's nothing more violent than a lover spurned. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so then they start hearing a pinging, and it's Kyle's ring, and his willpower's going up. It's like 89%, 96%, 99%. It's like, wait a minute, his willpower shouldn't be going up. And he bursts out at 110% power levels, and he's like, okay, well, that can only mean one thing. And in comes Blue Lantern, Saint Walker, who's giving, his power is hope. So he gives hope to Kyle, and they are just talking. They're like, okay, so we got to get out of here. We got to, because again, this whole fight, I just want to go off planet. So they make like a rocket ship that just immediately takes off. And Sam Walker's like, are you sure you want to leave them in the city? He's like, nah, they're after me. They're not going to care about the city. But they start flying their way to Oa because they're like, all right, we need to ask the Guardians what's going on. Specifically Ganthet, my old buddy Ganthet, who nothing bad has ever happened to. And they both talk about how Ganthet's so cool and how he was basically Kyle's fairy godmother and how he established the Blue Lantern Corps along with Saeed, his wife, girlfriend, something? I don't know. Didn't read that part. But then St. Walker makes the observation. It's like, look, we need to know why these rings sought you, because you got the orange ring. There's only one of those. And if you have it, that means its owner is dead. Cut back to the planet. All the other lanterns are down there, and they're like, okay. They free the Red Lantern. They say, we got to work together if we're going to get our rings back. So stow our own hostilities for each other. Let's just get the rings back together. And they realize that he's probably going to Oa, because, of course, where else would he go? And the Star Sapphire is like, that's planet's off limits, though. And he's like, yeah, for Green Lantern, or for anybody. So says the Green Lanterns. We're not going to care about that, though. So they arrive on Oa, Kyle and Sam Walker, that is, and they barge into a meeting of all the Guardians, and the Guardians are all like, Kyle, how did you get so many rings? This is most unusual. And Kyle sees Ganthet in the back. He's like, Ganthet, thank God. Okay, screw these other Guardians. What's up, buddy? Been a while. I thought something happened to you. He's like, I am fine, Green Lantern. Everything is perfectly okay. He's like, oh, Ganthet, what did you do to Ganthet? And they're like, we just took away his emotions because they got in the way of him doing his job. And it's like, you lobotomized my friend? You suck. And Ganthet's like, it's okay. I'm all better now. I don't have any pesky emotions. So Kyle's getting a little bit pissed at that, but the Guardians just keep on going like, how'd you get the rings? How'd you get the rings? How'd you get your rings? And he's like, I don't know. I want the answers. I don't have them. I thought Ganthet would have them, but you lobotomized him. At that point, all the rings start doubling up on how Kyle's been chosen, and he's like, geez, I don't want this. The Guardians start like lunging for the rings, which looks really off, as they go onto Kyle's fingers, and he becomes not a White Lantern, but he has all of the emblems all over his body. He does have a white outfit, and he almost looks a little bit like villainy just because he's got a bunch of spikes and stuff coming up now. I don't know. But that's where we leave off with him gaining the power of every single Lantern Corps. I like this issue. I think it does a good job of furthering the plot. I think it does a good job of the changing stakes. Whereas last issue left off with Kyle against the people who were immediately there and he didn't know what was going on. He still doesn't know what's going on, but now the people who are immediately there, they've reconciled their force and now they're all after Kyle. And also he has a beef with the Guardians. But he now has Saint Walker on his side as well, because there's no way Saint Walker's going to be happy that the Guardians lobotomized Ganthet. So I like it. It's a good issue. Art-wise, it's very good. I don't have any complaints in that regard at all. The only thing is that I feel like the fight between Arkillo and Guy was a little bit confusing, but that's just because of tight paneling, not because of bad art within itself. But that's just me. I'm going to give this one a 7. It's very good. It's a solid read. It's not doing anything to blow my hair back yet. I do like the question it sets up with, is the Orange Lantern dead? Like, did you kill the Orange Lantern? And whatever's happening to you? And I'm sure we'll explore that moving forward. But yeah, no, 7, solid read. I'm definitely looking forward to issue 3 next month.